Hey folks, so I'm out back in my woods enjoying the day. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday was the 27th of June 2024. In Victor, New York, there was the vote for the Victor Farmington Library proposition to increase taxes by 9%. So first off, let me congratulate the library that it got passed overwhelmingly, and there, you'll have the extra money for whatever it is that you're going to want to do with it. What I also want to let y'all know that I'd like to also congratulate friends of the Victor Farmington Library. I know this is reverse, but you can get this off of the Victor Farmington Library website. They're a volunteer organization, and they do a whole list of things, up and into including getting the vote out when they're trying to get more taxes. So I'm sure that they played a part in that, and so congratulations to you all too. In fact, I was thinking about it. You could advocate. Okay, so for the library, they could advocate that people make more donations to the library directly. Okay, but it's a lot less of a spend to donate the money to the Friends of the Library, because the library itself can't really advertise. As best I know, they can't advertise, or they're limited in ways in which they can advertise for getting people to vote yes on things like the budget. So an organization like this is very helpful. So if you give the money to the Friends of the Library, you can basically get a lot more return on your spend. Like, I don't remember exactly, but the increase yesterday was, I think, 80 or 90,000 more in tax revenues that the Victor Farmington Library can count on. And so if they spent 3,000 or 4,000 doing mailers, or spending whatever money that they had towards advertising and trying to get the vote out, that's a huge return on your investment. So that would be something I would let you know. If I was on the library side on things, I would just say, that would be the best place that people could put their money. And Friends of the Library. So check them out. Join if you want. Become a member if you want. But that's kind of probably how the library could expect to get, continue to get their budgets passed moving forward. So congratulations on the win. I just wanted to get that out there. I still am, convinced that you didn't really need the money, and I was voting no for that reason and quite a few others. I don't like the fact that we can't vote for the board members. I don't like the way you run your board meetings, where there's no real back and forth between the people that show up. So all that a person could hope to do is say a few things, and then they don't get no question and answers, and there's no interaction. And as best I know, it's the board that tells the director what to do. The director reports to the board, and then the board makes decisions, and that's sort of the hierarchy of how it works. I know that New York, it's an association library system, and New York State Department of Education is actually high up. So I don't really like that, because I would prefer that we, just like with the school board, we get to choose our school board members. I would like us to be able to vote for who we want representing us on the library board. That doesn't mean that the people that are there are not good people and they're not doing a good job. It just means that I would prefer that. I think that would be a better way. And so I don't like the way that the board it runs. I'm not making this up. That's how it runs. And check it out. Anything I say also, I had somebody who said that I come across as a know-it-all. I put stuff out. I'm trying to get other people to do it. I try to do research. I'm positive I don't know everything, but I put out my opinion based on what I do see or what I hear. And then I ask people, I said, what do you think? And I really hope somebody says, hey, you're totally off on this. I'd like that, actually, as long as they're respectful in how they do it. And they got some facts to back it up, because if I have time, I'll go back and forth, and if I'm wrong on something, I want to know. So that's who I am. That's how I do things. So yesterday I had some comments. I was out. So a lot of you probably saw me. I was basically, I realized, first off, it was a beautiful day. So because the weather was so nice, I said, hey, why don't I take these signs and go out? And then I realized that a lot of people were not going to know that where the Village Victor Hall was. In fact, I'm positive of that, because there was tons of people walking across Main Street during rush hour from the town hall, thinking it was over there, coming over to vote. And yeah, so it's usually up at the school, so I knew that might be a problem. So as far as what I was putting out, along with my opinion of no, I was trying to get maps so people would know where to vote. So I had a good turnout. And but as I was standing out there, I didn't stand out there the entire day, but at least 4, 5, 6 hours maybe, with the sign, just letting people know where the entrance to the village hall was, and my sign, vote no. I got a lot of feedback, and a lot of the people voting yes said thanks for being here, and I'm going to go home and tell another 10 people. I wasn't offended at all. Anybody who showed up to vote, I was complimenting them. I said great. But I got some people that I would say we're hateful and intolerant. I guess it would be the way to say it. That would be polite, really. A few, at least 4 people giving me the middle finger and going by, and some people screaming profanities at me. A couple people stopped. One person stopped and said, "I hope they're paying you a lot of money for standing out here to be stupid." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Have a good day." I don't know. But another person came and looked at my sign, and it just said, vote no for the library proposal, 9% increase. And he said, well, if you hate Victor so much, then maybe you should move. And I said, my sign doesn't say that. I was with a couple people. They were like looking at him like, what? Where did he get that? I don't hate Victor. Yeah, and then one lady, she was just, as she was leaving and driving away, she said, shame on you, shame on you, shame on. It doesn't really work very well with me. I don't know, shame for taking a position, no. What's wrong with that? It's not like I hate the library or anything. I mean, some people would try to pigeonhole me into somebody who hates children and wants to eliminate all children and burn all the books. I mean, let's be real, folks. Just because somebody doesn't think that the library needs more money doesn't mean that they don't support the library. I mean, I still pay taxes, whatever the amount was, whether they're passed or not. I'm still paying taxes to support the library. It's not like I'm all out opposed to paying any taxes to keep the library going. I do think that they should be more privately funded, though. But all right, well, I don't know. Let's see, 8 minutes 33 seconds. That's plenty of time on this video. Yeah, I had mostly the yes votes, though. The people were they wanted to make sure that I knew that they were voting yes. Okay, but I was fine with it. But some of them I had good conversations with. One lady, I said, don't stand and talk with me too long, or you might vote no, because she was going to vote yes, and we laughed together. So you don't have to, when it comes to things like this in Victor, New York. Sometimes people take, once because somebody takes a position here and there, all of a sudden there's this vendetta or hatred or pigeonholing into somebody being a terrible person or a good person. And either are usually not right. We're all a mixture of good and bad, and we can disagree. I think if you want to talk about tolerance, at least with me, I have this idea of tolerance being not so much, your ability to be tolerant of somebody isn't so much the people that you hang out with and agree with on everything. It's really how you treat the people you disagree with. It shows whether or not you can be tolerant and test your ability not to be hateful. And I would really like people to think about that. Congratulations to the library. on winning. The yeses won. Congratulations to the Friends of the Victor Farmington Library. So here's something, I'll do a little promo. Friends of the Victor Farmington Library, they are allowed to pool some money together to advertise. I think they're the ones that are responsible for getting out a lot of the advertising. I think they did a phenomenal job of getting the yes vote out. So think about it this way. If you put your money, you could put your money into donations to the library directly, but I think it was probably a budget of maybe $4,000, maybe even less. I don't know their internal finances, but a small amount of money going to this group, which basically effectively at vote time becomes a lobbying group. Basically, you know, if it was, let's just say it was $4,000. I don't know how much money they actually had to spend or what they spent for getting the vote out, but let's just say it was $4,000. Put $4,000 and you get a yes vote that basically got them, I think, $80,000 or $90,000 tax increase. So, you know, if you were thinking about more on investment, you know, where should you put your money? Probably here. If you want to keep getting the library budgets passed and increased and all that, join the Friends of Victor Farmington Library and make your donations here. And then the taxpayers, rather than you could spend a lot more money donating here than making donations to the library. You'll get a lot more money for the library that way. So that's my thought, and have a great one.